Hey everyone, an exciting time. The CUDIS Airdrop is now ready to be claimed. There are a series of airdrops for CUDIS Season 2. So let me just show you what they look like. So Season 2, that runs for something like a year. Yeah, June the 5th, 2025 to April 5th, 2026. Yes, that's like a 10-month season. And the team has split this up into a variety, into a whole series of mini seasons. And so this airdrop that I'm about to claim here, roughly $1,000 worth of CUDIS. Now that's worth about, if we look at the price of CUDIS, it's about 5 to 6 cents. So we're looking at something like $60. And look, I think that's a pretty reasonable airdrop, given that the ring costs just a few $100s and keeps track of your health metrics every day. And it's really gotten me quite active every single day. So just the health benefits alone have been fantastic. And what's going on now is that we have these mini seasons which are regularly rewarding people in the ecosystem. So let's run through exactly how the airdrops work, right? So we just finished with mini season 1. So the total pot of CUDIS tokens to be airdropped is 4 million. So this is 4 million spread across people who are earning, everyone who is participating in this. So the ring holders have a bit of an upper advantage because they get to earn more points, right? So the way it works is everyone who participates in the ecosystem, they earn points every day for a whole bunch of different activities that you can do, essentially all tied to well-being and fitness. So far in season 2, I've earned 60,000 points, right? Maybe you earn 30,000 points, or maybe you earn 100,000 points, but everyone earns points. And then at the end of every mini season, there will be, well, in the case of mini season 1, there was 4 million CUDIS tokens to be split based on your proportion of the points, right? Of the total points that you earned. So here we can see that in total, CUDIS ecosystem participants earned 124 million points, and my season 1 points, I had earned 35,000 points, right? Which gives me 0.0287% of the loot of 4 million CUDIS to be allocated, right? So basically 0.02%, right? 0.0287% of 4 million tokens. That gives me the 1,146 CUDIS tokens that I am being allocated, which is really cool. So the question then becomes, how do you earn points, right? So that at the end of each season, you can get yourself an airdrop. So let's go through these daily activities. And a few weeks ago, when I first got my Sporty series ring, all right, so here it is. Hopefully you guys can see it. I've currently got face tracking on, so I've got to put my hand really close to the camera so that the camera's object tracking can override my face, and actually I can show you the ring. So beautiful ring. I got the bright red. Looks really, really cool. And it measures a whole bunch of important metrics that I'm quite keen to keep track of every day. How well I've been sleeping, my mood. Okay, so I should come to this page. So let's just quickly go through the tabs. I was just looking at health points. So this is how many points I earn each day. But if I want to focus more on the health side of things, the health metric side of things, I should go to the first tab, which is dashboard. Right. So here it tells me I've earned 1,280 points out of a possible 1,300 for today. Right. So I've pretty much done all of my, in terms of earning rewards, I've done the things I've needed to do. And then going back to earlier, this is where if you're a ring holder, you have an advantage, because if you own a ring, and also if you've been staking some of your CUDIS, so if I go to stake, there's different types of staking. You can even stake CUDIS tokens to earn yourself a CUDIS ring if you don't own one. But recently I've been doing this one, stake for HP boost. So basically stake CUDIS tokens, which then gives you a bonus for earning these points every day. You have a higher ceiling every day, which means that at the end of the season, you would have earned more points than you otherwise would have without these boosts, and that gives you a higher allocation of the airdrop for that mini season. Okay, so what determines how do I earn these points? Maximum of 1,300 every day. In my case, firstly, there is activity. They call this vitality. And there are all these different activities that you can do. And my understanding is you want to make sure that your heart rate, I think it's your heart rate, should be above a certain intermediate figure. I think it's like 100 beats per minute. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And look, there are really a lot of activities that you can do. So if you start an activity, my most common ones are walking and meme trading. I'll talk about that shortly, but walking, I do 10,000 steps every day. There's a reward for doing 10,000 steps. I'll go into that later as well. But then if I'm sitting at my desk and I'm doing, a lot of hard thinking as part of my day job, I will actually use the meme trading activity. Right, so I can start meme trading, which for me really is just working hard at the desk. You can actually earn points for that, believe it or not. So shortly my heart rate's going to be measured, and then it also tells you how many calories you're burning, what the vitality score is going to be. So this is the one that determines the rewards you get out of doing this activity. Okay, so just for illustration purposes, I'm going to go out of that. Let's check out some of the other activities, which means I should probably finish this activity. Let me go back to the vitality screen, start an activity. Okay, so my favorites, meme trading and walking. There's a lot of stuff, basketball, car racing, cleaning. That's actually a pretty good one. I think that's a useful one, cleaning. Cycling, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to make use of that. Dancing, right, that's pretty cool. Dog walking, golf, gaming, gym fitness, taking an ice bath, hiking. And there's martial arts as well. There's jiu-jitsu, there's kayaking, paddle, is that tennis? Showing my ignorance here. Pickleball, cool, Pilates, playing with your children, rock climbing, pool, running, sailing, skateboarding, skiing, snowboarding, soccer, surfing, swimming, table tennis, tennis itself. Okay, so paddle is not tennis. Okay. Volleyball, walking, and yoga. So there are really, there's a wealth of activities that you can do in this vitality mode, which earns you some points for the day. And then there's sleep. So this one is one that I find really useful. Now I read somewhere that just take the measurement of the sleep metrics with a grain of salt. Apparently the most, on average, like these sorts of smart wearable devices, right? That includes rings, it includes smartwatches. Their statistical accuracy with getting this right is something like 50 to 60%, right? But don't take these metrics to the bank. I think it's just a good way to get an indication of how you're tracking with your sleep. Really, if you want to get a proper test of your sleep, right? If you sleep badly, and sometimes I do sleep badly, you want to go to a sleep clinic and get wired up and do a proper test. But anyway, I do like waking up in the morning and checking out what my sleep score is. Just don't take it terribly seriously. But it gives you an indication of how well you've slept. So here it gives you data about the different stages of sleep. You've got awake, you've got light sleep, and then of course you've got the very important deep sleep and REM sleep stages as well, where things like memory consolidation and the cleanup of stuff in your brain happens. Cool. So that's really cool. And the sleep metric here I think is probably, like, it's something that I do look forward to seeing when I wake up in the morning. So for example, if I wake up and I'm feeling quite groggy, I can check out how my sleep went, and maybe that'll give me some ideas. Stress as well. That's very interesting. I don't really know how they measure stress. I imagine it will be grabbing a whole bunch of your data, including things like heart rate, and then they have some algorithms that crunch all of the data, and they can spit out this stress metric which might be accurate to a certain degree. And then there are other vitals, heart rate, so resting heart rate, your current heart rate, which you can manually trigger. And then the number of steps that you've done. There's blood oxygen as well, which is quite important. So sometimes I get like 93%, it dips down to 93%. And it's things like that you want to be keeping a track of in case something is not right. Okay, so these are the various metrics, like health data, that the ring can capture. And then every day you have these different activities that you do, like doing enough vitality events to get up to 500 points. In my case, there's walking 10,000 steps, right? That gets you 100 points. And then there's wearing the ring for 10 hours, which gets you 200 points. And if you just wear the ring to sleep, and you definitely do want to do that because you get up to 200 points or tracking your sleep, right? If you just go to sleep wearing the ring, that'll pretty much get you almost to the 10 hours of wearing the ring every day. Yeah, so in summary, if you wear the ring to sleep, that's like roughly 8 hours. And then you go out for a 10,000 step walk, that's basically going to be 10 hours wearing the ring. And then you don't have to have the ring on for the rest of the day if you find the ring uncomfortable. Check in with AI coach. Yeah, so this one is a little bit like, I don't really use this like properly, I guess you can say. Like I mainly just have a quick conversation with my AI coach, 5 or 6 interactions. You'll get 150 points for free. And then finally, once a day, if you trigger a manual heart rate measurement, which is what I did just then, right? Go down to heart rate and you click on measure now. Once that's done, that's basically an easy 50 points, right? So these are the things that you do every day. And look, I appreciate these activities because they've designed this so that it really is about ensuring that you use the ring, that you're tracking your vitals, that you're sleeping well, you're active. And then you do all of these things, you earn your daily rewards, and then at the end of every mini season, you get an airdrop, which basically subsidizes the money that you paid for this ring, which I think is really cool. And then finally, mint my data. So this was kind of the thing that attracted me to this project, which is the idea that like smart rings, like these things they're not new, right? Companies like Aura and Superhuman, well-known smart ring brands, I mean, they've been doing this stuff for a while. What makes CUDIS different is that it's a Web3 smart ring, right? Which means you properly own your own data, which then means that all of this data that is being captured, you can sell it, right? You can package your health data as NFTs, and then you can list these NFTs that you created from your health data and basically let CUDIS sell them to researchers, biomedical companies, marketers, researchers, people who are making products in the health industry. They will sell those NFTs that come from your data that you own, and you basically get a cut, right, which is really interesting. So I actually haven't sold any of my health data recently because I'm waiting for mini season 2 to start, and then I've got a whole bunch of health data from recently that I can then package into NFTs, and then I'll sell them all at once, and that'll give me a bit of a head start for mini season 2. So when you sell these NFTs, basically what happens is you just get more of these points, these health points. So I've already listed 7 of these data NFTs in the past, and I've probably got like September, all of these 4 weeks here throughout September, I haven't sold. I haven't packaged that data into NFTs. What about August? Yeah, I don't think I've packaged any of these into NFTs. July, June, yeah. So I haven't packaged any of my, I haven't made any health data NFTs for that long. Okay, that's very interesting. That means once I do this, maybe let's just do one for illustration purposes. Mint data as NFTs. Cool. So I will get 1,000 points. There is a 4x multiplier. Very cool. Oh, cool. 4x multiplier because I'm a CUDIS ring holder. Oh, that's really cool. Damn. So what I should have done a few months ago is I should have really waited for the sporty series ring to arrive and then sell my NFTs, sell my data as NFTs. Anyway, you live and learn. Every one of these NFTs that I can sell, which is based on your weekly health data, I'll get 1,000 of these health points, which is actually really, really cool. So if I package 3 NFTs at a time, does that mean I get, 3,000 points? Wow, that's really cool. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, that is minting your data as NFTs. And that was the thing that attracted me to this project. If you're new to CUDIS, check out the review that I made on my investing channel where I talk about the whole business model in health and wellness Web3 projects, where you are truly able to leverage the data that you generate. You own that data and you're able to actually monetize it, which I think is very exciting. Okay, so that's it. I've talked about earning points. I've talked about how those points translate to airdrops. I'm currently almost cracking the 1,000th position on the leaderboard. And yeah, I've got an airdrop that I probably should claim. So let's go to claim airdrop. Check now. That's my allocation. Let's claim it. All right, going to be sent 1,146 CUDIS tokens. Let's go. Airdrop claimed. And there you go, right? Roughly $65 worth of CUDIS. And I'll probably sell half of it. So my policy for projects that I like is if it's an airdrop, sell half the token, right? There's nothing wrong with taking profits. And then the other half, assuming there is some utility in having these tokens, maybe you want to stake them or do whatever you need with them. Okay, cool. That's it. Let's leave it there. Let me know if you guys found this video useful, if you've got an airdrop of your own, if there's anything else any questions you have about CUDIS rings, or what kind of metrics the ring measures, how you earn health points and so on. Drop a comment down below and I can give you a hand however I can. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.